What's up, everybody? Welcome to IGN Game Scoop. I'm your host, Damon Hatfield. Joining me this week, Justin Davis,
Scoop.
Marty Sleva,
Hey.
Brian Altano. Ladies and gentlemen, tragedy hit Game Scoop this week when we were deep into recording our episode yesterday.
Yeah.
And tragically, there was a catastrophic failure. We lost the entire thing.
It's disappointing.
But I thought we did have like 12 minutes of it.
Yeah, they weren't the good minutes.
But we could put it up as like a lost scoop.
Yeah, we could.
We'll bury that 12 minutes in some sort of a container.
In a
park.
geocache.
Things you missed. We found out that Chinese game publisher Tencent makes the most money out of all the game publishers because they own 93% of Riot Games, makers of League of Legends. $7 billion last year. We also learned that Justin doesn't know the difference between reality and fiction.
Yeah.
All right, no.
this debate, no.
Now I want to get your opinion on this because I know where the lines are for the three of us.
Let me ask. You have to ask it right.
You have to ask it right.
Answer this question literally with just yes or no. Okay, so right.
So you're already poisoning his...
There's no qualifier, okay?
Okay.
You have this question can only be answered with a yes or no. There's no like yes, but, okay?
Okay.
The answer is, does Batman live in America?
Yes. Thank you.
No.
Obviously.
So we argue no.
There are dozens of photos
it's a
of Batman
fictional-
above the American flag.
It's a fictional America.
Yeah,
Those are not photos,
America.
those are drawings. There's also dozens of photos of dinosaurs if you look up drawings of dinosaurs.
We were playing 20 questions, and Jared Petty was trying to get at the game I had in my head, which was Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
And one of his questions was, does the game take place in America?
Obviously, yes.
He said contemporary America.
Yeah,
and I
said
said no, which I agree with.
That's insane.
Los Santos isn't contemporary
if
America.
If I say yes, it takes place in America, you think Chicago, Seattle, San Francisco.
Sure.
You don't think Gotham, this fantasy place.
Is Gotham in
alternate
America?
dimensional America.
Yeah, see, America and fictional America are not the same place.
Yeah, Justin.
Really?
The end. Yeah, well, I don't know why that was so hard for you to grasp yesterday. Anyway,
Twitter's
new
on
Game
my
Scoop.
side.
Well, yeah, Twitter's also on your side for drinking milk with dinner, and we know that. We're not going to leave.
I stand with the. I'm with the masses. I don't feel like I have any need to defend myself because I already know you can all you chuckleheads can just yuck it up, and I'll enjoy my nice tall glass of milk.
I don't care what you guys lost yesterday. This is great.
Yeah, so we can't leave our fans out in the cold for a week. We came back in, and we're going to record another episode.
It's rough.
Right now. We've got new stuff to talk about. Namely, we got our first gameplay. You gonna be okay?
I'm okay. I'm still laughing.
Today, we got our first gameplay trailer for Mad Max, the video game, coming out this summer. It's our first good look at the game. We've got the footage here we can pull up. Let's pull this up on the screen here. This game, it looks really good.
Wow. Wait a minute, what is this?
Oh, I'm sorry. This must be the Mad Max game on the NES.
That exists.
You know what? That does not look 60 frames per second. This might be a problem.
This was the terrible Mad Max game on the NES. No, I actually have the real footage. If a computer can bring that down for a second. Bring that up.
Game looks great. You can shoot walls.
Yeah.
Drive a car.
You can buy dynamite
It
with
looked
one
like the
food.
van in the NES TMNT.
Yeah.
This is this year's Mad Max game, open world apocalypse with Batman combat.
Yeah.
It looks really cool.
We saw this game. I don't know if anybody else saw it. Lucy and I saw it at E3 2 years ago, and it actually didn't look that great. It was kind of very so-so. But then they went dark, and now 2 years have passed, and they're kind of back, and I have high hopes that, they listened to the feedback. People weren't that wild about it. And so, I trust the developer.
Yeah, Avalanche, they did Just Cause.
Yeah, Just Cause developer doing Mad Max.
This is before
and this looks super different than what we saw 2 years ago, too.
And this is before we knew anything about the movie, too, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not related
Yeah,
to the movie.
it's not based on the new movie.
Yeah, because it's not, I don't think Tom Hardy is.
He's not.
Dude. Shovel face.
This is what happens at the beginning of the game is you lose everything. You lose your car and all of your equipment.
Yeah, like
and so
Metroid.
you have to customize your own new car and then sort of like build your equipment back up. It sounds
Ooh, you
really
can do
cool.
donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Donuts
I'm a little,
confirmed.
the only thing, like, I like Avalanche. This looks cool. I don't know why Mel Gibson now looks like Nathan Drake, but we'll go with it. I'm a little worried
because looks like the generic video game.
Yeah,
hero.
generic dude. I'm a little worried that it looks like Rage, and that game was boring.
Well, but
This game does have
shooter.
Yeah.
They're not showing it off in this trailer, but it's got different environments. It's got like a green environment that you go to, and it's got some other areas.
My question to you guys is: open world apocalypse game with Batman style combat. Is this going to be this year's Shadow of Mordor?
That's a really good point.
It looks rad. I mean, they have cool ideas. They have this cool sort of vehicle destruction system that's all like, it's all like modular, so you can pull like one tire off of an enemy car, and it'll do like different things to its physics. So it's got some fresh ideas.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like this could be the game that comes out of like left field and surprises us. Like no one thought Mordor was going to be as great as it was, like a Game of the Year contender before it came out. And then all of a sudden we played it at E3 and we're like, holy crap, this is fantastic.
Yeah. Do you think so? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think my worry is that it's an open world game that, I mean, you mentioned there's variety in the environments, but it really just looks like a lot of driving around in sand mountains,
Sand mountains.
which is nice, but it's like if you build a sandbox game out of just sand.
Yeah.
A literal
It's like
sandbox.
if it's half like really strong core like car combat and half strong hand-to-hand combat, like that's good variety and mix it up.
Yeah.
I would say that the car combat's going to have to be awesome because I feel like that's going to be the main activity between areas.
And that's such a big part of Mad Max.
Yeah. Also, car combat's not really. I mean, that's a thing that's been in like open world games don't really have that.
Yeah,
Like I don't know if they're gonna like pull from stuff like Twisted Metal or Full Auto for.
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
Well, they can pull from Just Cause.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of vehicular nonsense.
So they're making Just Cause 3, and it would seem like, and
It's
this
out
is
the same month, right? They both come out in September.
that would
Yeah.
be insane. I have no idea if this is like a fair thing to say, but like a worry would be that the B team's working on Mad Max and the A team's working on Just Cause. Like
A-Team.
the A team.
From the hit show and films.
There's also an eating mechanic where you have to find food to eat. Dog food is one of the things you can eat, which is actually pulled from Road Warrior.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
one of those movies. But there's also a shot of him eating like human meat off of a carcass.
I like the idea of like, man, I'm starving. I have to eat something.
Starve or eat a person.
Yeah.
Well,
I would be willing to bet there's going to be Thunderdome DLC.
I saw a guy eat dog food once out of a can in front of a dollar store in New York City, and it was one of those things where I was like, if the apocalypse happens, just take me.
Take me early.
I don't want to be here for that.
And he's doing
handle
it's
it.
not even the apocalypse in that guy.
I think he's just doing it just with a spoon. So he'd
Where'd
love
he get the
that
spoon
game.
from?
I don't know, the other dollar store.
His name was Mike Trucker.
let me ask you this: you're either going to die. Let me phrase it this way: you have to eat one bite of human flesh, or you will die. What part do you take a bite from?
Wait, how often do you have to do this?
just once?
Just once. You have to take one bite.
Thigh.
Leg, definitely leg.
Like what part of the leg? Like the thigh?
Right back, right in here, where the good meat is.
calf?
Yeah.
the dark
What do you
one.
want?
I want the dark
I don't
one.
know, like an upper thigh.
That's what I eat on a chicken. So I guess that's a good rule of
Wait,
thumb.
dark
to follow.
meat? How do you know what part of my meat's dark?
Just based on the chicken.
Yeah.
I'm not a chicken.
Well.
Yeah, I would say down here, legs and arms are probably dark. That's some, that's some.
Would you be freaked out if someone was like an eyeball? I'd eat an eyeball. Well, I guess it's not flesh.
Well, that
Or like a tongue. Like I've had like beef tongue at
tongue might
not
help.
hibachi. What do you call it? Hibachi where you do it yourself.
yakiniku.
Yakiniku.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that was human tongue. I don't know.
I had that
Probably.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some weird
Wait,
stuff in
you're
Japan.
gonna do thigh too? Is that what you're gonna eat?
Yeah. Or calf, probably.
Okay.
The chin. It's like a big chunk
Anyway.
of chin.
It's lean.
Don't make that noise.
He's eating a chin. He's eating little pieces of meat.
Yeah.
off
Don't
the
make
chin.
that hand gesture. Stop doing that.
All right, Mad Max is out September 4th.
Yeah.
I think it looks very promising.
Yeah.
Also, that movie looks really
The
promising.
movie looks incredible.
so
and that's
good.
out May 15th. That's only a few weeks now.
Yeah.
That's bananas.
Looks better than Avengers. I said it. Sorry.
Oh.
Well, Avengers is getting really good views. Justin's going to see it in just a couple hours.
Yeah.
excited?
This jerk.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna feel. I mean, this isn't Avengers scoop, but I think my theory is that I think it's gonna be a good movie, but it's not gonna feel as special because we've already seen them assemble so many other times.
That's what a lot of the reviews are saying.
Some of the characters showed up in Captain America, and it was like a huge deal when you see like Thor and Iron Man like together for the first time in the Avengers.
yeah.
And now like that novelty of it's worn off, but I totally expect it to be fun, entertaining, interesting.
Cool. Okay. Also today we learned that Square Enix will be having an E3 press conference.
Great.
Yeah.
This year.
Really?
Everybody gets their own press conference.
It's like that one year that they had that they changed up E3. And
Is it like Santa Monica?
Yeah, the hotel in Santa Monica.
Dark
and every
years.
publisher had their own little press conference.
yeah.
Even Konami was like doing it there.
Yeah.
It's unusual. They don't typically do it. Typically, it's the first parties, Microsoft, Sony, and then EA and Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Nintendo used to do it, and now they don't do a live press conference anymore.
Yeah.
But now this year we've got Bethesda and Square Enix. Now.
Doing presumably the first and last conferences.
Well, Bethesda is presumably going to have very, very big news. You know, they've been dark on some projects, so they kind of make sense because this is like their big year, maybe the biggest year in that company's history. Square Enix is not that they don't have big projects, but
they've got Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, but is that bigger than like other years?
And they've got, I guess,
Tomb Raider.
They've got
Tomb Raider. They have Deus Ex, which they just revealed.
Sure. I'm not like they do have a
Like, what if they
gigantic
close the
lineup,
Kingdom Hearts thing?
but still, even so.
I think the games we named, and if there's a new IP or if there's something from Hitman, I think that's arguably as big as a Bethesda conference could be. I mean, Bethesda, like if we get the Fallout 4 that everyone wants, then everyone's gonna go nuts.
But this is exactly why I've been sort of arguing that every publisher should have their own Nintendo Direct style thing, which happens a couple times a year, where you can kind of get these things out of the way.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know if a lot of these necessitate an entire E3 press conference.
Yeah, well, the timing is weird. It's 9 a.m. on the Tuesday, which is typically when Nintendo
So it
releases
overlaps with
their.
Yeah, and it's right before the show floor opens.
I think they're doing it just to give journalists heart attacks. We all
That's
got
why.
the news about the press conference this morning, and we're like,
Yeah, because it's just one of those many sleepless nights. I don't know if handled well. I'm super excited for it. Like if they show the games I hope they show, it's going to be great.
I mean Square Enix. Tomb Raider was my game of the year 2 years ago,
Yeah,
whatever
we
year
should-
that came out, and I think Final Fantasy 15 looks great.
Yeah.
Love Deus Ex. All that stuff looks amazing. It didn't seem like bigger than other years Square Enix has had, where they didn't have a conference.
Yeah, and part of me just wonders though if those things will be the day before. Like Tomb Raider, I expect to see at Microsoft.
That's
and
true.
Be some Final Fantasy stuff at Sony. So
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. It should be cool though.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's exciting. E3 is like Christmas.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah.
It's the most wonderful time. I'm not going to do the whole thing. It's a long song, really.
That's all you get. Anyway, we will definitely be there attending the press conference. I'm sure we'll be live streaming it, doing pre and post show like we do everything else.
If it happens at the same time as Nintendo, that's going to be awkward.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the Biggie and
You
Pac.
have to choose.
Tokyo and Kyoto.
Which would you choose if you could only watch one?
Well, one of them's live and one of them's like a
But you
Windows
could only watch
Media
one of
Player
them.
file.
You'd choose Nintendo. Of
course, yeah.
Would you choose Nintendo?
I would do Square Enix. I love Deus Ex too much.
Since I know that Zelda's not going to be at E3, I would go with Square Enix.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they never should have showed that card so early. Or not said that they were not showing that.
Yeah, but they got
card.
to pull that Band-Aid off. Otherwise, how mad are people going to be at E3?
I mean, E3 is about getting mad. So
Yeah, that's true.
What if it is at E3?
that's what I'm saying. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. They've lied before.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing you Zelda wouldn't be at E3.
Also the vitality sensor.
Okay, also today we learned there's a new Overlord game coming, but maybe not the Overlord you might be expecting. I actually really liked the original Overlord.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I
That
thought,
was a
it turns
super-
out when they announced the sequel today, I felt like I was the only person that loved Overlord, and then like your ears perked
Yeah.
up, and you were
Yeah.
like, and it turns out that game has more of a following than I
That was
thought.
like one of the earliest games I played when I got my Xbox 360. It was like, so for me it was like an early next gen experience
Totally.
that I played. I thought it looked great. It was super funny and something a little bit different.
like a darkly funny fantasy themed Pikmin kind of.
Yeah, but where
Yeah.
you play as like Sauron pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way to
Yeah.
choose it. Then Overlord 2 came out, and I just missed it because I think other things were coming out at the time, and it didn't review quite as well as the original. But today's game is called Overlord Fellowship of Evil. It is not Overlord 3. I have the trailer here that I can pull up. It is it's like a spin-off game, which is a little confusing why they would choose to go this route. It's like a 4-player cooperative gauntlet-style game.
Yeah.
I don't think you even control minions in this game. It's all built around
Oh,
playing
is that true?
cooperatively. Yeah, it's really kind of a bizarre choice. It is written by Rana Pratchett, who wrote the first 2 games.
Oh, interesting. She wrote Tomb Raider as well.
Yeah, that's great.
Tomb Raider reboot.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's great.
so that's a good sign. But it's just not really what I don't know. It doesn't sound like the Overlord experience I'm really
But is it
Yeah.
only co-op, or can you still play by yourself, or do we know?
Yeah, well, this is the
Weird little trailer. I would also totally play a game that looked like this.
The theme is that they are monsters, but they are afraid of beauty.
Yeah, well, so
That's why that butterfly was terrifying to that little man.
they're trying to rid the world of goodness.
Yeah.
What jerks?
Yeah. Well, then
I like the title, Fellowship of Evil. It's very
Instead of
smart.
Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, that's totally Sauron.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna get gameplay here in a second, but yeah, what do you guys think about? Like, I liked playing the first Overlord by myself. I never thought, man, I want to play with my friends.
Yeah, I think a lot of us at IGN are single player primarily gamers. We have some competitive folks on staff, but yeah, mostly I like just sitting at home and playing a game by myself for a couple hours. I don't know if this is going to have couch co-op. That could be cool. Like I find it cool. Okay,
It does have local co-op.
so that's cool.
It's a good idea for a co-op game. Run around like multiple evil dudes, like different evil overlords, all running around trying to wreck shit. Like that's a good idea for a co-op game. But yeah, I mean, I liked Overlord as a single player experience.
The whole thing is weird. It's like Codemasters has this property, and they're like, let's make another Overlord game, but not Overlord 3. Let's do a spin-off. Like, who is asking for that? You know?
Yeah, I mean, did they announce? Is this going to be a full retail game?
No,
or
it's
is this
$20.
$20.
Downloadable
Gotcha.
game.
Yeah. That's a little more manageable. I don't know, maybe they're testing the waters. If people buy it, then it's like, hey, let's invest in an Overlord 3.
Yeah, but it's like not really indicative of
the
like
experience,
it's like the Lara Croft.
Yeah. You don't necessarily.
It's like if they
Just
buy
because you like one, you don't necessarily like the other.
Yeah, but it's like you have to take, like, games are so expensive to make now that they're making this project, or like they had this project in development that was like maybe a little bit risky, and like putting the Overlord name on it lets it sell a certain number of copies to people that love Overlord, right?
Yeah.
Like that name has some value. So
maybe it's one of those situations where it started out as a different game.
Yeah,
so I think it mitigates some of the risk for them. We want to really support player co-op game, have it star evil characters and be Overlord.
Which is smart because you sell more of that game than you would have on its own, but you also kind of burn the bridges of people who like the franchise originally.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I mean, I think publishers look at their portfolio and they just go like, we have this franchise, it's vaguely popular, like we're sitting on it, what can we do with it? And then they figure something like
I
this.
think that happens more often than not where a game starts and it's about the mechanics and fundamentals, and then they're like, well, what aesthetic can we put on it? Like, what do we have in our vault that we could pull from?
Yeah, Nintendo specifically has stated, or Miyamoto actually has stated that that's a lot of the ways games get developed over there. It's like they have a hook for a new gameplay idea, and they attach it to an existing IP.
Like Splatoon was almost Mario characters.
Yeah, or you look at like how like Kirby and the Canvas Curse. Like that didn't have to be Kirby. That could have been a new IP, and they're like, well, Kirby's a circle. That could work.
That's as far as that's some deep thought going into that. I'm waiting on Rockstar to bring back Uniracers. I got that one in the vault.
It's a Rockstar game?
Yeah.
I think
They
you
weren't
could
even called-
you
they
could
weren't-
probably ride a unicycle in some of
like-
their modern games.
DNA designs or something like that?
Yeah, back in the day.
What's the status of
D-
Gauntlet? Isn't there a new Gauntlet coming?
The one came like a year or two ago. I think that's the status of Gauntlet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Overlord, Fellowship of Evil is due this year. $20, downloadable game. All right, now it's time to try out our video game 20 questions.
You picked the video games, right?
Again.
Okay.
Yeah. We did this yesterday on the last episode, and it was Justin, Marty, and Jared, and they all three got them right.
Marty won.
It was
Marty
the quickest.
guessed the quickest. He guessed in eight questions.
Yeah.
Of course, if you've never played 20 questions, I'm going to think of a game. I've already planned them out. And then each one of them, you each have your own game to try and guess. And they have 20 questions to ask yes or no questions to try and whittle it down.
Cool.
I don't see the gold stars. Do we still get?
No,
There's one out
I
of
was
that
so heartbroken.
You can't replicate gold stars.
I don't even-
It's not like you could print those off and get a cut.
If there's no gold star, what's the point?
There's a gold star right here, so
Okay.
he who guesses quickest gets
Okay.
the gold star.
Sure.
Okay, only one gold star.
And you get to
right
take that camera home.
here. Okay, Justin.
All right. Did the game come out after 2000?
Yes.
Okay. Did it come out on a Nintendo platform? Did it originally release on a Nintendo platform?
No.
Did it originally release on a Sony platform?
Yes.
After 2000. Is it a PlayStation 2 game?
Yes.
Is it made by Sony, by a Sony studio?
No.
Is it a PlayStation exclusive? PlayStation 2 exclusive. In that console generation, was the PS2 the only it's tough.
I know it. So
Do you need to
let's call an audible. How do you handle timed exclusives in this situation?
I mean,
no, it was not an exclusive.
So that's the answer.
I would say no, it was not an exclusive.
If it was a
Okay.
timed exclusive, then it's not an exclusive.
Okay.
Then
Yeah.
the answer is no.
All right, so let's recap. PS2 game, not made by Sony, that came to other other platforms. Did I already forget anything?
No, that's about it.
Okay. Was it made by Square Enix?
No.
I don't know. How should I narrow it down? Should I do genre?
I'm not going to help you
Yeah,
out.
start getting
Why?
into
Come
like
on.
get
Start getting in the mushy mushy.
get in a genre.
Does it take place in fictional America?
You don't. Okay. Is it a shooter? Is it? Would most people describe it?
The
as a
genre
shooter?
is not shooter. No.
See, he does these mushy mouthed.
But you asked the mushy mouth question.
You have to ask like is the gameplay mechanic fundamentally involving shooting?
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. And
that's not what you said.
no.
The answer is still no. Well,
Okay.
That's
a gray area, but
Is it an open world game?
yes.
Is it made by Rockstar?
Yes.
Is it GTA 3?
No.
Vice City?
It's 11. Yes.
There you go.
There you go. So you got it in 12. See, not a shooter, right? But like you shoot.
you shoot things.
Yeah, that's tricksy. So 12? 12?
12.
You did better than yesterday. Yeah.
What'd you do yesterday?
I was pretty bad.
No, what was
You're
like
20.
14, 15?
I think you had
30.
Jared was like 18.
I got a little lost in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Got it.
All right, Marty.
I'm going to start off with the same boring question. Was it released after January 1st, 2000?
Yes.
Okay. Was this game on a Sony platform?
See, now you're actually mushy mouse.
No, it's not mushy mouth. Was this game ever on a Sony platform?
Yes.
Was that platform the PlayStation 2?
No.
The PlayStation 3?
Yes.
I don't like what that answer was. The hell does that mean?
I mean,
Means it's a PS3 game.
Yeah. Was this game a PlayStation exclusive?
no.
Was this game rated M for mature?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's 5 guesses.
I tricked him.
Check the phone. Let's check the tape.
Well, who knows what things are rated these days? Pikmin's rated AO.
So while he's looking it up, let's recap. PlayStation 2 game.
No, it's a PlayStation 3 game.
All right.
PlayStation 3 game, not an exclusive. It may be mature.
No, that's all we know. You've used that many questions to get those two.
Yeah, because I had to do the 2000 question
Yeah,
first.
it's tricksy. Tricksy.
So sideline that one question about the M rating and ask me another question while Google searches.
Okay.
You're at 5, by the way.
Is the game an open world game?
No.
Okay.
And then, so that's a no. And ask me your question about the rating.
Is the game rated M for mature?
Yes.
Okay. It's rated M for mature, but it's not open world.
Stop saying that.
Can you drive cars in this game?
No.
You cannot drive cars in this game. It's not a Sony first-party game. We know that. Wait, we said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does this game have? Can you kill people with guns in this game?
No.
Does this game take place in a real city on Earth?
No.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh man, I did better yesterday. I got Perfect Dark quickly. Does this game have what you would consider a good story?
Well, that's
subjective.
Well, do you consider it a good story? I'm not asking, does it have a good story? I'm saying,
No.
do you think this game is a good story?
No.
No.
It's a weird question.
I don't know what's happening.
He's a writer.
Are you in trouble?
right.
Wait, so it's not a
Yes, sir.
PlayStation exclusive, or it is?
No, it's not on PlayStation. It was on PlayStation 3. Was this game downloadable, or was it like a full retail $60 game at launch?
Yes.
Okay.
New studio developer, maybe?
Was this game
Publisher?
Yeah. Was it published by Ubisoft?
No.
Published by Activision?
Yes.
What the hell does that mean?
No, just remember that that company's full name
Oh,
is
it's
not Activision.
Activision Blizzard. Vivendi. Is this a Blizzard game?
Yes.
Is
On the PS3?
is it Diablo 3?
Yes.
Oh, we got it.
16. Yeah, so I was worried you were going to get too hung up on PS3.
Yeah, because it did come out on PS3, but it's not a
original.
I think
nerve-wracking.
you can't
Yeah.
kill people with guns in that game.
You can?
I think
that one
so.
was
Oh, I don't know.
didn't
Yeah, I wouldn't
think
have.
so.
The Demon Hunter uses a
She
really
has
fast
crossbows,
bows.
yeah.
Wait, in
one
theory,
character in the
hell is
game-
in America, right?
Don't fucking.
Stop
do that.
Why
But
is
it
Hell
doesn't take place
America?
on Earth,
No,
right?
I'm making a joke from.
Am I correct that it doesn't take place on Earth?
No, I don't think so. It's hell.
'Cause it deals with like the devil and stuff.
No, it's
so.
a whole fictional world.
Like Metropolis, like Gotham City, like Los Santos, a whole fictional world.
All right, Brian.
All right, here we go.
Let's see if you can guess in fewer than 12
Okay, what's the first question? Was it
whatever
released
you want.
after January 1st, 2000?
No.
Oh, damn.
All right, here we go.
That's good.
Was this on the Nintendo Entertainment System?
No.
Was this on the Sega Genesis?
No.
I gotta stop doing that.
That's the trap that I
narrow
found.
it down to like, was this on any Nintendo system?
Yeah, but he already knows it wasn't on the NES or Genesis.
Could have been the SNES, could have been the N64,
Yeah,
could have been a Game
I
Boy
really
game.
screwed up. That's what I did. I got really excited, and I screwed up.
No, you're fine. Handheld or console?
Handheld or console?
Not a yes or no question. Just rephrase it.
Yeah.
Was this a console game?
Yes.
Okay.
Back on track.
Was this a? Is the main character a dude?
Yes.
Great. That Only 50 million more games to go through. Is it a shooting game?
No.
See, I think he's still got to get the console.
You still got, yeah.
Okay. Is it a PlayStation 2 game?
No, she said before 2000.
Is it a PlayStation 1 game?
Yes.
Oh,
man.
that's good. That's good.
We're not shooting things.
Okay. You don't shoot.
Main character is
PlayStation
a
1.
dude.
Main character's a dude. Like a dude, like an animal dude, or like a regular
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Wait, when you said dude, we all assumed it was a human dude, right?
I didn't. I assumed
Is it an
male.
animal dude?
What? You're really spinning a question on that question?
I guess not anymore.
No, he
I
said,
already said he's a dude.
A dude, a human dude.
he didn't say human dude. He said
You
dude.
don't count like.
What's an animal dude?
Crash Bandicoot.
I would not
I
say
call
he's
him
a
a
dude.
dude.
I would call Crash Bandicoot a dude. Are you kidding?
Yeah, thank you.
He's totally a dude.
He's probably called the dude in the commercials.
No, he's called a coot.
All right, we're at
That's racist.
7. We're
Okay.
at 7.
So it's a PlayStation 1 game. You play as a guy. It's not a shooter. It's all I have so far on 7 questions.
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Is it a platforming game?
Yes. Soft yes.
So you get these.
Yeah. So you
Yes.
jump.
Yes.
Does it have a cartoony art style?
If the two options are, is it cartoony or realistic? Yes, it's cartoony.
Okay. Is it multiplayer?
No. That's 10.
Damn it.
Man, a PS1 game. I'm even.
This is a hard one.
This is not a soft one.
Is it a first-party game?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Well, I'm not 100.
Does he know? He's yelling no in the control room.
He doesn't know what it is.
It's not.
It's not.
On the God mic, let us know if I'm wrong, but I don't think it is.
He doesn't know what the game is.
He has to run a show.
Oh.
What was the last question I asked you?
Is it a first party game?
Okay. I
apologize.
Ask about ratings.
That's a whole nother. That's going to be like 7 more questions.
No, it's not.
No, if it's not rated M for mature, then it's.
Stop saying that.
I need to start coming prepared with that answer.
Was the game popular?
Yes. That's
like-
that's 12, by the way. Justin is the winner.
Yeah.
Do you guys help me out?
Developer, studio, publisher. Roughly it's sort of a platformer.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you jumping on? What games are platformers? Spyro, Crash? Those guys weren't
No,
dudes.
but they're not. Well,
weren't
I think
dudes.
they are dudes, but
Was Gex a dude?
Is it Jumpin' Jack Flash?
Jumping
That's
Jack
not a-
Flash.
Was he a dude?
Thinking Jumping Flash, I think.
Jumping Jack
No, it's
Flash
not.
is a
That where you're a rabbit.
Stone song.
is it a Rolling
Hey,
Stones
that's
song?
not it. What the? What other?
You're
Okay, now I went from nervous to now I'm angry.
Yeah.
the
You gotta start.
Oh.
stages
wait.
of 20 questions.
Ask what if it's Metal Gear.
It's not Metal Gear.
Oh.
It's not a
Oh,
jumping
I bet I know what it is.
What?
Well, I can't tell you. I'm trying to think. Ask if it's 2D or 3D.
Is it 2D or 3D?
No, ask a yes or no question. Is it
I'm
2D?
saying, you know what I mean.
I just ask, is it 2D?
Yes or no? Is it 2D or 3D? Is it 2D?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh!
I bet the
Does
audience
it-
knows. I bet the
Yeah.
audience knows.
Does it have a? Can I give him a strong hint?
Yes.
Is,
Does it star a vampire?
Is it Castlevania Symphony of the Night?
Yes. The team effort.
Damn it! I love that game.
Yeah, I know. That's what. See, here's what. When I'm playing this game, I'm playing Damon. I'm not playing the game. I'm saying, what does Damie love, and then working backwards from there. Damie loves Castlevania.
Yeah, it is a platform.
Vice City is my favorite GTA.
Yep.
It is a platforming game. It is more. Oh man, that's a really tough one.
So I don't think it wasn't first party, right?
No.
No, it was Konami. Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was Konami made.
Yeah.
No, it eventually
It's
gets
just so closely tied to that platform
Totally,
that I wasn't quite.
No, it's weird because that is a mature game. But it's not. Like, it's a cartoony game, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like not realistic, but I don't know if I'd call it cartoon.
Is that a dude? Can a vampire be a dude?
But yeah, I mean, but you don't play the vampire.
Yeah, Alucard's a vampire.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
that's
the son
right.
Of, he's
Sorry.
the son of
Yeah, it's
Dracula.
his name.
Yeah.
He's a half vampire, like Hercules.
Is he half vampire?
Yeah, I
No,
think
probably.
that's right. Because
He can't be half a vampire.
Yeah, he went out in
It's
sunlight.
not a race. That doesn't make any sense.
You can. Yeah, if your dad's a vampire and your mom's not, you're a half vampire.
that not make
Blade
sense
is
to you?
literally a daywalker. He's a half vampire.
That's true. You got me there.
Yeah, Blade logic. I'm majoring in Blade law.
While we're here, vampires don't make sense. So if we're going to open that door, let's walk all the way into it.
I like video game 20 questions.
Yeah, except for when I'm terrible at it.
Also, all 6 of yours, if you're counting the 3 from yesterday, have been very well-known games. Like I keep getting word you're gonna pull something really weird.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like,
Japanese.
I feel like it'd be
Klonoa.
it wouldn't be fair if I picked something too obscure.
Yeah.
My brain was really at like something like Klonoa or something
Yeah.
weird for that last one. I was
Yeah,
like,
yes.
it's got to be an obscure action hop and bop platforming game
A hop and
released
bop.
in Japan.
Bubsy 3D.
Yeah.
Yesterday was like Ocarina of Time, Perfect Dark, and Arkham Asylum. So all games that should be. easy
Arkham
to
Asylum,
get to.
which doesn't take place in America.
Nope.
doesn't.
Oh, you're insane.
Okay, moving on. Let's check in with the listeners.
Hey, listeners.
Listeners, remember you can always reach us at the email address gamescoop@ign.com, just like this gentleman did. Marty, how do you think our Swedish friend's name is pronounced?
Did you clear your throat or say his name?
Niels Yedmeyer. Niels Yedmeyer.
Remarkably spot on.
Niels.
It's Niels Judenmüller.
Yeah.
That's how it is. You
You
just
did
have
really
to
good.
really force the R's and Y's out of you.
Don't
Nils
keep him there.
says, I recently turned 30. Naturally, I started thinking about retirement, hip replacements, and driving with the turn signal in always-on mode.
Sure.
I truly look forward to playing video games with my demented friends at a retirement home when that day finally comes. My question is this: do you think there will be a market for senior gamers when our generation grows old?
That's a sad and scary thought. The
Yeah.
day that my hands are too arthritic to be able to hold a
I don't know,
controller,
it's
a mouse, and
interesting,
keyboard.
'cause I live really close to a movie theater, and a lot of times on like a Saturday or Sunday morning, I'll go to the first show of the day, and it's all full of like the early birds, like the old people who are confused. They get to the theater and keep talking to the girl at the counter, like, "What should I see?" And it's like, "Why did you leave your hut? why did you leave your hut without something in mind?"
Yeah, but you're going to be one of those people someday.
Totally gonna be something, and I'm wondering like, if I go into like a GameStop, am I gonna be very confused? I probably shouldn't go into a GameStop.
I guess.
Yeah, no, retirement homes when we're old are going to be awesome because we're just going to do like Halo 2 LAN parties all day long. It's going to be
No,
great.
we're not going to understand those things.
No, it's the game from our youth. It's our game, not Halo 20. We're going to bust out Halo 2 just like they're watching, on the waterfront or whatever they're watching.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't get all your old toys from your 20s when you retire at a retirement. That's not how that works. You get playing cards and jacks and bingo.
No, that's because that's their old toys from when they were kids.
No, that's just old toys, period, because they're low maintenance and you
always
can put them
been
in a sad box in the
toys.
corner of a place
No,
where old
in my
people lie.
retirement home, I'm just gonna do StarCraft LAN parties.
Nope, you'll just have a bunch of pogs.
That's
and
just
Beanie
you.
Babies.
Well, so it's interesting because we're the first generation that grew up with video games.
Yeah, right.
And we still have video games being marketed to us today, I'd like to think.
And I think they're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, as I intend to keep playing games for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
So
And like video games have matured with their audience, so are they gonna keep maturing? to
Now
a
you can
point
say
where-
the word right.
touring.
Yeah, maturing. They're maturing as
Yeah,
we
but like
mature.
I've kind of aged out of like some dumb movies. Like I used to love when I was a teenager. I would go see basically every dumb action movie that came out, and now I think a lot of them look too stupid, and I don't want to spend my time or money on them. Like I watch like the Marvel comic book movies, and that's kind of it in terms
Yeah.
of like big summer movies.
So you think you're going to grow out of video games?
I don't think I'm going to, but I'm just providing an alternative perspective. Like I don't know what's going to happen to video games.
I think there is a market for senior citizens to play video games, and we saw that
With the Wii.
5 years ago with the
Yeah.
Wii, which were people in retirement homes playing video games, and those were people who had never played before. So I think when we get to that age, we'll probably. I don't know. It depends on where you are mentally. Like, I think like you slow down a lot. Like, you're not really going to be playing a Twitch-based first-person shooter in like if you're at a LAN party and you're 80. Dude, you're awesome. I'm so proud of you. But most people are just gonna be like, I want to flick the bird at the wall and kill the pig's house. Like, we're gonna be playing like really simple games because I don't want to
play Angry Birds after.
Yeah, I just want to get to dinner and then go to bed. That's the way old people live. That's why you see people go to the movie theaters 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They want to get all the responsibilities out as early as possible so they can go to lunch and they can go to sleep.
They're at the cafeteria. They're at Fur's cafeteria at 4 p.m.
Yeah, that's dinner.
Filling up their tray.
Yeah, can't wait to get out of there.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be Super Metroid speed runs and just all the Super Mario 64 up on the big screen.
It's really interesting to think like we're that first generation that's gonna when our generation retires, a lot of people are gonna be, I'm finally gonna play all those video games. And they're not gonna be like, I'm finally gonna go on that fishing trip. It's like I'm finally gonna get around to playing every Final Fantasy game. That's my retirement.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah. It's like all the old movies that they spend, their comfort movies that they enjoy watching now from their youth.
Yeah. Pretty good.
That's a little sad. A little bit sad. Don't save your backlog until you're retired. Start playing games now. Get through that.
Don't have a backlog.
Well,
it's impossible.
You have a huge backlog. You have like 100 games strong.
No, but like a backlog is a frame of mind. I don't care about those games.
Okay.
Whoa.
This is Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
He says, hey friends. Not to give you guys an ego or anything, but GameScoop is basically the best podcast in this half of the Milky Way. Just thought you should know.
What about who the hell is in the other half?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Alternate dimension version.
We're coming for you.
NPR.
Video game scoop.
Serial broadcast from the other side of the Milky Way.
Brilliant cyborgs that can guess video games in one question.
You know how to say the word, but shit. It's Metal Gear Solid 2. Game, it's like, damn it.
I'm thinking of a game I already know it and I've beaten, and then all 5 of its sequels before they were developed. And like, damn it!
Anyway, I've got this big problem about playing an old video game. I picked up Final Fantasy VI for the PlayStation 1 a few months ago, and it is almost unplayable. Ooh. The resolution on my HD screen and the load times make what is supposed to be an awesome game a real chore. I've never played this RPG classic and would love to enjoy it fully. Have you ever run into a problem like this? If so, what did you do? Thanks a bunch.
Yeah.
So you think he bought it for his actual PlayStation?
Yeah, I think he bought the PS1 version of the game.
The PS1 version was not a great version of that game.
Yeah,
because of those load times.
So maybe he just picked the wrong version.
Yeah.
I think that is available on iOS or Android.
Yeah,
right?
the iOS one's a little meh. I think the way to
DS and
go
3DS maybe?
is to get the Game Boy Advance version of 6.
Yeah.
And that game's awesome.
Does that one have the messed up sprites?
No.
Okay.
The iOS version has messed up sprites.
Or just don't play it.
That's a completely
honestly,
valid.
there's plenty of movies. Like, I remember growing up and my dad was just like, you got to watch this movie. It's a classic. And I was like, this is trash. And he's like, you don't understand. I'm like, you like dumb old things. And like, maybe we do.
Cut to Brian's dad just sobbing.
And he's just like, oh.
Yeah, I agree with Haltano. Like, Final Fantasy VI is one of the all-time greats, but I don't think people should spend any amount of time with something they're not enjoying. Like, it's too short. Yeah. You get one chance to enjoy your time on this earth. So why would you try to force your way through something just because people say it's really good? Play what you're enjoying.
There's a separate problem there because maybe he would have enjoyed it if he would have played the right version.
Yeah. That's true. Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's getting in the weeds a little bit. I think that's like we're sort of creating him an out based on a hypothetical that we're making up that maybe he played the wrong version. But I think that if he played any version, the first few hours of that game are tremendously boring. And a lot of games back then, I love old school games, don't get me wrong, but a lot of games back then were designed boring from the jump. And if you can get through the slog at the beginning, they're okay. I got super into Star Wars again in the last few weeks. I went to Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim. I walked around picking up old toys I love like crazy. I went and I downloaded Knights of the Old Republic on iOS, and I started playing that. And the first 2 hours of that game are terrible. They're awful. They're just people being like, you have to switch your character to get through the door. Talk to the man over, and it's just like after 2 hours of dialogue, you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is boring. There's more fun things to play than this. And I stopped, and I'm out $10. But at least I'm not out 100 hours of being like, this is kind of boring.
People should put down any game or movie or book or television show that they're just not enjoying.
Yeah,
just stop.
But that's
I wrote an opinion article about that's on the site.
That's way too general. There are certain things that are worth
general.
Getting through the darkness in order to get to how great.
What's an example?
Oh, geez. Shows or stuff that starts off slow. Parks and Rec, if you watch the first 6 episodes.
I actually agree.
You're going to be like, oh, this show's kind of...
I recommend starting with season 2.
Yeah, it doesn't find its footing until
Isn't the famous example of Final Fantasy 13 or the one with the lightning. Was that 13?
Yeah, 13, but that doesn't
Yeah, it was
get...
supposed to be like after 20 hours.
Yeah, after 20 hours, it gets all right. Yeah, so that's super not worth it.
Like the first episode of Daredevil put me to sleep 3 times, and then I just kept going, and like, now I'm kind of
the first couple hours of Twilight Princess aren't great. But
that game definitely opens up after a while.
Seen the goats?
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't.
Goats.
I wouldn't say blanket rule that if you're bored of anything, quit it immediately. But I do think that if you go back and you play some old games that are just like renowned classics, like it doesn't necessarily mean that they hold up today. Like we put plenty of articles on IGN about like the best games of the '90s or the best games on PS1 or something like that. Like a lot of those are old, and like they work for the time, but I don't know if they necessarily hold up.
This is something I've tried to articulate on GameScoop before, where there are some games from like 1995 that were a 10 out of 10 then, and are, a 4 out of 10 now. And there's other games that were 10 out of 10 then and are still a 10 out of 10.
Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
Right, like Symphony of the Night is still incredible. And that's not to take anything away from the games. Like the original Metal Gear Solid, for example, I think aged way worse than Symphony of the Night. Like I think that's kind of clunky and weird to play by today's standards. But they were still an incredible achievement at the time, and just because of the way video games developed, some games are harder to go back to than others.
Yeah, I mean that's sort of the iterative nature of games. Like it would be hard to go back to GTA 3 now once we're at GTA 5. Whereas games like Symphony of the Night, Mario World, Symphony of the Night, like no one's really done it better since then. Which is why no one's like, man, I go back and play Madden 2001 all the time. It's like, no, you're probably going to play whatever the latest one is.
We also, Final Fantasy is kind of a weird case. Like, I don't know, I still think 6 is great. But like 7 is not. 7's weird to play now. So, I don't know.
It's like the most beloved one, though.
Yeah.
Like
I always like 9 the most.
I'm playing 2 N64 3D platformers at the same time right now, just because I can, because they just both came out on the Wii U. One is Super Mario 64, and one is Donkey Kong 64. And Donkey Kong 64 is I've always considered it a bad game.
Trash pile.
People love it. I don't know why.
Nobody loves it, did it?
People do love that game.
IGN gave it a 9 point something back in the day.
We gave it good reviews. A lot of sites gave it good reviews.
I didn't think anybody liked it.
Those 2 games came out within a few years of each other, right? And Donkey Kong 64 came out after Mario 64.
Yeah.
So you think it would have learned a lot. But Mario 64 has undoubtedly aged better because the camera works better. It's more intuitive. The level design is better. It's less about that sort of collectathon. It's more about micro challenges based in individual stages. Those 2 games are basically, you put them on a shelf next to each other. They're both N64 platforming collectathons, right? But you bring them 20-something years into the future, and they are at completely different places in the world. Mario 64 is timeless to me. I mean, it's still a little fidgety compared to modern 3D platformers now, but Donkey Kong 64 is borderline unplayable. And that's kind of interesting to me to see that the way those things could kind of split out. I don't necessarily think that every Final Fantasy game is worth going back to just because we say that Final Fantasy is a beloved franchise. Like
There's a
some
lot
of them are bad.
Like I played 100 hours of Perfect Dark multiplayer with my friends, and then it runs at like 11 frames per second, and I don't
especially when you throw
understand.
bots in it.
Except the Xbox Live version was really good.
Yeah.
That came out.
But I don't understand how, like, if we played, when we were doing the top 125 Nintendo games, I played the original N64 version, and I was like, couldn't even hardly tell what was going on.
And then there's that drug. I mean, you can drug a person and everything gets even weirder. It's just like,
like it wasn't fun, and it was weird and awkward to control. The controls were bad. The frame rate was bad.
We didn't know better, though.
The other thing
but that's what I mean. Like that game, that doesn't mean it wasn't good then.
Right. It was good for its time.
But it is bad now.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I remember seeing Jumanji in theaters and being like, this movie looks amazing. And you go back and you watch the CG of like the monkeys jumping on the cars and you're like, this looks awful. And I think it's a 2-part problem here. One, we discussed already, but 2, there's the visual fidelity issue.
Sure.
Which is that we are kind of spoiled with the way we play games now. And 20 years from now, people will look at the games we're playing right now and probably be like, doesn't look good. You know? Like I've tried to play a bunch of old like DS games on my 3DS. Like up-resed and full screen or whatever, and they're blurry. They're really ugly, especially pixel art-based games. Just look really bad unless you play them 1-to-1 when you're playing them on a tiny little screen. So it's tough. I mean,
it's a tough life.
It's a tough life for video gamers. But play what you like.
What was the question? Oh, Final Fantasy 6? Yeah, you should check out a version that doesn't have the load times, but if you're still not liking
GBA
it.
version?
If you're not liking it, that's
great.
okay.
Yeah.
It's about all the scoops we have for you this week. Before we go, what are we going to play this weekend? Brian, you said you're playing Mario 64 and Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, they just just this morning they patched Bloodborne, so all the load times are faster. So I'm gonna go back and finish that game. And the new Mario Kart 8 DLC just came out today.
Yeah, cool.
So I have to go play that because it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reviewing Broken Age Act 2.
Yeah.
That'll be up Monday. I'm super excited for that. And then slowly make my way through Titan Souls and Hotline Miami 2.
What do you think of Titan Souls?
I like it. I like what it does. It does one thing. It's very simple, but it's a good challenge. I'm worried that by the end of it, it might not have enough meat on its bones, but I'm enjoying it.
I finally downloaded Black Rock Mountain in Hearthstone. So I was several weeks behind, but I'm catching up on all that. It's really fun. I'm also playing a tower defense game called Bloons Monkey City on
really
the App
random.
Store. It's really good.
I mean, there's been a bunch of Bloons games, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a long-running
Yep.
tower defense series.
Yep.
Steam just launched a sale on roguelike games. Ooh. So there's my weekend sorted.
Awesome.
I still haven't played Rogue Legacy.
Oh, Rogue Legacy is so good.
You're gonna love that game.
Yeah.
Risk of Rain is really good if that's on sale.
Man, I've come to realize that roguelikes are the new best video game genre.
Whoa.
It used to be strategy RPGs. Now it's roguelikes.
Get bent strategy RPGs.
That's our show. Thanks for tuning in this week. Remember, you can always reach us at the email address, gamescoop@ign.com. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Brian. My name is Damon. This is IGN Gamescoop. We're out.